Hey, so was Charlie Kirk's death an attack on free speech, or was the response an attack on free speech? In the United States, the First Amendment is a symbolic core, and the FBI underscored their response to the attack on this very founding principle. And so by tying his death to the defense of free speech, they reframed Charlie and this event not as an attack on an extremist agitator, but instead on an attack and the loss of the very principle itself. This mythologizing collapses an important distinction between defending a constitutional right and elevating a partisan figure as its very embodiment. It provides a moral cover for silencing any dissent that rejects that framing. There's been a wave of firing for people who have expressed celebration or indifference. Any sort of approval of Kirk's demise illustrates a clear selective tolerance. And in fascist Italy and Germany, employment was one of the very main levers that they used for speech suppression. Workers in a lot of categories that opposed the regime ended up losing their jobs when they publicly dissented against it. There's a strong tendency for undeserving loyalists to be promoted. In the United States right now, this isn't necessarily directed by a singular party decree that the public is aware of, but instead it's being promoted by a convergence of state pressure, corporate risk aversion, and media framing. But it reaches a similar outcome: the thought that your opinion, when expressed, could cost you your livelihood. And what's being demonstrated pretty clearly is that when the in-group or the powerful speak violently, it can be coded and should be coded as political discourse. The marginalized speak sharply about the powerful or critique them heavily. It is coded as threatening violence. And at the same time this is going on, universities are being compelled to hand over lists of faculty and students for those that are being accused of anti-Semitic speech, echoing the same fascist regime who centralize anti-national or subversive speech without ever providing a consistent definition. And for this anti-Semitism issue, don't fool yourself, it's the exact same thing. It's a very elastic category, anti-Semitic, when in reality the majority of these people are just dissenting against foreign government interfering in state sovereignty. Charlie being classified as a martyr in the media, and a strong revision of his history and what he was, performing a very in-depth level of memory sanitization, something Franco loved to do for executed loyalists. Abuses and wrongdoing swept away in the media are remembered strongly as men of faith. There's a core pattern, and what we're seeing is not the abolition of free speech, but the codification of a hierarchy. Speech is protected when it affirms the elite narratives, tolerated when it is neutral, suppressed if it challenges the legitimacy of elites or core myths. Expansion of selective speech is always a first step when fragile regimes attempt to harden. Continual narrowing on what can be said until only neutrality, loyal opposition remains. The more you know.